Secretary Pompeo playing a major role in helping the U.S. and North Korea summit come to fruition. He and the president will now push for Congress to get involved to help establish a landmark treaty. For today, we turn to our headliner, House Majority Whip Steve Scalise, who happens to be pretty good friends with Mike Pompeo, we hear. Good morning, Congressman.
Good morning. Great to be with you.
Well, he's sort of been the big mind behind this meeting in the first place, right, Congressman?
Yeah, Mike Pompeo is doing a great job as Secretary of State. I served with him here in the House. We were both on the House Energy and Commerce Committee together, so I have a great friendship with him, but I'm so proud of the work he's doing to represent our country and represent our president in negotiating these deals. He got the release of the 3 hostages when he had that first meeting with Kim Jong-un, and is helping negotiate a denuclearization of North Korea, which is historic. The fact that President Trump led this, embarked upon this, that no president had done before. I think it's remarkable because we don't want North Korea or Iran to have nuclear weapons, and at least he's taken steps to address both of those threats to the United States and our allies.
Let me take you to soundbite number 2. This is on the security assurances with North Korea. Just give this a listen and we'll frame it up for you here. Watch.
It is the case that we are prepared to make security assurances necessary for the North Koreans to engage in that denuclearization. That is, we're prepared to take actions that will provide them sufficient certainty that they can be comfortable that denuclearization isn't something that ends badly for them. Indeed, just the opposite, that it leads to a brighter, better future for the North Korean people.
Are you able to characterize what those assurances are? How do you tell Chairman Kim that you can stay in power, but you have to give up something that your grandfather first sought 70 years ago?
Well, you know, if they want to become part of the world economy, you know, there are still strong sanctions against North Korea that are still in place even after this meeting. But obviously all of that is on the table because what we want to see is have a denuclearization, and that's what really isolated North Korea. And there are other things, you know, they talked about human rights abuses as well, but denuclearization is the top priority. And I think what you saw Secretary of State Pompeo talking about is there are tools that we have to include in a negotiation where both parties get something really important out of it.
Well, what does Congress do to step in and ensure that that happens?
First of all, we have imposed those sanctions that President Trump has been using. So Congress has already passed and gotten signed into law sanctions that are being used to pressure and increase leverage against North Korea that hopefully have helped lead to this. But if there is a resolution, as President Trump alluded to, I think it would be important for Congress to play a role in that, to have this presented as a treaty, not an agreement with what President Obama did with Iran, something that's reversible. In fact, it was a bad deal anyway, but at least because it wasn't a treaty, it can be reversed. Let's do this as a treaty if we're able to get this kind of major agreement so that it's permanent.
Do you think you'll get bipartisan support for that?
I would hope we would get bipartisan support. If there's an agreement that allows for verifiable denuclearization of North Korea, I think that would be historic, and it ought to be bipartisan. Because it would be important to the United States' national security and for other countries like South Korea, Japan, and so many others that are allies of America.
2 more topics. Pompeo's becoming like an MVP, along with Nikki Haley, and she's been sort of in the shadows of this right now, but they have really cranked up the pressure. Pompeo, member of Congress in 2011, he hasn't been there that long, and just look at the way he's elevating through this administration. It is very impressive. Now, sir, Devin Nunes has some strong words for the Department of Justice this week. You're going to get an IG report in 2 days from now. What do you think Americans will learn in that report?
Well, hopefully we get more of the facts out about what happened, and I've been very supportive of Chairman Nunes and his entire committee of pushing to get the facts out. And look, Department of Justice and the FBI, I think in this area, have been incredibly slow in giving Congress the tools that we've asked for, being transparent, letting us know what they know and what the American people ought to know. And so we're going to continue to push to make sure this isn't a witch hunt, that this is something where we can actually get the facts that the public deserves. And I commend Chairman Nunes for the work he's done.
Do you think when this goes public, it will change the course of this entire story?
I'm not sure yet. I haven't seen what they're going to produce, and so I'm looking forward to the report, and I'm sure once we see it, we'll make decisions on where to go from there.
All right, something so incredibly important and serious that we need to talk about is this Congressional Baseball Game this week. Congressman Scalise, it's hard to believe it was a year ago when that shooting took place, and you were badly injured, and you have gone through multiple surgeries, and you are going to make your big triumphant comeback on the baseball field this week. Thursday night's the big game, huh?
It is. It's just going to be wonderful to be able to go back a year later. You know, I was going to play in the game. I was going to start at second base. And then with the shooting, it's been just a tumultuous ride the last year, but so many positives that have come out of it. To see the warmth and support and prayers from so many of my colleagues and people all around the country, it's helped me get through this recovery. And I've been through a lot. My family's been through a lot, but we've seen so much of the good in the American people. And being able to walk out onto that field again on Thursday night with my uniform is going to be a special, special moment.
So you'll be in uniform, huh?
Absolutely. I'll be playing. Hopefully they don't need me a lot, you know, but I shouldn't be the main base runner.
How much can you do physically on the baseball field now, knowing that it's such an athletic love of yours?
It's limited. I mean, I still need crutches to walk around. So I practice fielding. I can actually field a ball if it comes right to me. So maybe we need to get more practice with the batters to hit it directly to me. But I can still make the throw to first. But again, I hope they don't need to use me a lot. But it's just going to be a great moment to be able to go back out there in uniform after the last year that we've been through.
And I know you'll be wearing some purple and gold proudly, right, Congressman? Go Tigers.
Go Tigers, you know it.
All right. Great to have you. Our second headliner of our debut in our new studio and going to 3 hours this week. Good to have you, Congressman.
Great being back with y'all.
Appreciate it.
See you soon.
Enjoy the game.